try Barbara in Half Moon Bay, California. Hey, Barbara, thanks for watching. What's up?
Well, you know, I was watching the news report from Amy this morning and watching the military buildup against the Indians at Standing Rock, and I'm so furious that even at 72 years old, I think I'm going to go out there and stand with them. But more important, you talked a while back about that the airwaves belong to the people of this country, and yet the corporations have taken over the airwaves, and I want to know what we can do and what I personally can do to start a process of getting those airwaves back.
Right.
Because until we do that, and the people of this country get ignorant, I don't think that politics really is going to matter, because people are ignorant in this country because we have news.
I think, Barbara, the way to do it is to contact politicians who are in office or who are running for office and say, do you support a return to the ownership rules that existed before the 1996 Telecommunications Act? Do you, it used to be that if you wanted to own a TV station in a particular town, you couldn't also own the radio station and the newspaper, or the newspaper. You could pick one, right? Now you can own all three, and not just in that town and not just in that state, but everywhere in the country. And so we've gone from, in the 1970s, literally thousands, tens of thousands of owners of newspapers, radio stations, and television stations. I started in this business as a teenager in Lansing, Michigan, on WITL, on a local radio station, doing weekend, DJ stuff, right? A country western DJ on the weekend. And in 1968, I think it was. And that station was owned by a local guy. His name was Chuck Mefford. He just passed away recently. I went from there to WVIC. It was owned by a local guy. I went from there to WJIM-TV. It was owned by a local guy. In fact, they named it after their son, Jim. Went from there to WIL. No, I wasn't on. WILS was the only station in Lansing I was never on. Every state, but they are all locally owned. I don't think any of them are locally owned anymore. And that's not just the story of Lansing, Michigan. That's the story of the entire United States. And it used to be that they were locally owned because the law said you can own a couple of stations, because these are kind of like, licenses to print money. You can own a couple of stations, but you can't own the whole thing. And right now, the whole thing, I mean, basically all, if you look at all the major radio stations in this country, they're pretty much all of them are owned by two companies. And this is all consistent with Reagan stopping and enforcing the Sherman Act in 1982, which led to that mergers and acquisition mania, the M&A mania of the early 1980s, the greed is good thing. But when it was in the 90s that it got applied to the media in a big way. And so it's a political problem. It was created by politicians. It can be fixed by politicians. But you've got to get them, aware of it, concerned about it, on the record about it. Barbara, thanks for the call. We'll be back.